First, I would like to welcome our judges on behalf of all of the negative side, and also to Ariana's class and everyone here, so thank you for coming. So I would like everyone here to think of this hypothetical story. 10 years from now, you could be driving in your car with your children in the back seat. A man intoxicated with marijuana could run through a red light and hit your car and kill your children through no fault of your own, and this is something that could have been prevented. This is a hypothetical situation, but this could really happen if we legalize marijuana. It could happen every day, quite frequently. It was stated by the National Institute on Drug Abuse website, revised in December of 2012. Studies show that marijuana can more than double the risk of getting in a car crash. Because it seriously impairs judgment and motor coordination. Legalizing marijuana will cost the government and taxpayers more money, time, and effort than necessary. I mean, just think of how hard it's going to be to regulate this and to put it out there. It's going to take your taxpayer money and your time and effort. Do you think that's worth it?
Today we all stand in firm opposition with the resolution that the United States government should legalize marijuana.
Although the affirmative has provided fair definitions, I would like to redefine a few words. Marijuana is the dried flowers, leaves, stems, and roots of the cannabis plant. The main active ingredient in marijuana is THC. I would also like to redefine THC. THC is a fat-soluble substance and can remain in the lungs and brain tissue for up to 3 weeks.
And according to Buzzle.com, there are 10 main types of marijuana: Afghani, Kush, Northern Lights, White Widow, Shiva, Haze, Purple Haze, Durban Poison, Ice, and Red Dawn. Besides these, due to crossbreeding and home growing, there are many more strains of marijuana grown, and listing them here would be all but impossible.
Marijuana has no medical or social benefits and will take too much time and effort to legalize. Therefore, we believe that it should not be.
It is also really difficult to legalize marijuana because there are 94 different types of marijuana grown. In order to legalize this, we should be able to determine which plants can be used to legalize it. But since there's so many, it'll be very difficult to actually legalize marijuana.
Also, according to the Coloradian.com, Don Bagley states, he's the Fort Collins police captain in Colorado, that they weren't aware that marijuana was being sold on Craigslist, which they say that they do not have the resources to watch specifically for that. Should just add much more time.
And according to procon.org, for uses against fighting cancer, there have been a ton more of pharmaceutical drugs that have similar effects that are not marijuana.
Because it seriously impairs judgment and motor coordination, marijuana also contributes to accidents while judging, just as alcohol does. A recent analysis of data from several studies found that marijuana use more than doubles the driver's risks of being in an accident. According to druguse.gov, a combination of marijuana and alcohol is worse than either substance alone with respect to driving impairment. Marijuana smoke is also an irritant to the lungs, and frequent marijuana smokers can have many of the same respiratory problems experienced by tobacco smokers, such as daily cough and phlegm production, more frequent acute chest illness, and heightened risk of lung infections.
According to the Brown University Health Education website, published in 2013, some of the short-term and long-term effects of marijuana are as follows: impaired short-term memory, difficulty thinking and problem-solving, anxiety attacks or feeling of paranoia, impaired muscle coordination and judgment, increased susceptibility of infections, dangerous impairment of driving skills. That studies show that the impairments lasted from 12 to 24 hours in their system, and cardiac problems. Do these problems sound like things that people you want to be driving with?
Many of you probably think that marijuana isn't as harmful as other drugs. Well, it was stated by Stephen C. Webster in an online Yale study published on August 22, 2012, marijuana use makes people twice more likely to start prescription opiate drugs, which is a very serious addiction. It actually is considered the leading gateway drug, so many people taking marijuana will most likely end up taking a more severe type of drug use.
Marijuana has no medical or social benefits and will take too much effort and time to legalize. It is detrimental to health, and it causes more problems than its benefits for health. It would cost too much to regulate and legalize, and it would take too much time and effort to control.
So just remember, you always think that it happens to someone else overdoses, someone else gets in the car accident. It's never you. But just think, 10 years from now, that person in the car crash watching their children die before their eyes because someone else's marijuana use could be you.